Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Witches UK. I apologise about the background. We're in the middle of decorating so I can get my green screen up and stuff when it arrives. But before I get into today's video, I need you to go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me so you can keep seeing my face on your screens. But also, when I get to 100 subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, so yeah. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about something I'm surprised I've not already done. But I am going to be talking about none other than the Pendle witches, or the Pendle witch trials. So, 11 women got put on trial for witchcraft in the 17th century. So, two rival families of the county of Lancashire, what caused these witch trials, if you will. So, one of the accused witches, which was Alison Device, and a peddler named John Law. Apparently, Alison... This is what started it all off. So apparently Alison was either travelling or begging on the road between Trode and Forest. She'd asked John for some pins. Now it's unclear whether or not she actually intended to pay, because like I said, I don't know if she was just travelling or if she was begging. But either way, he refused to give her these pins and she apparently cursed him. And it wasn't long after this incident happened that John had suffered a stroke, to obviously which he blamed Alison, saying that she had powers. This incident was brought before Justice Noel, and he asked Alison, and she confessed to asking the devil to lame John Law. She then accused her grandmother, Elizabeth Southerns, also known as Old Demdike, and the Chattox family. Though this is thought as an act of revenge, as the family had been feuding for years. They'd apparently been feuding since a member of the Chattox family had allegedly broke into Malkin Tower, which was the home of Old Demdike, and had stolen goods up to the value of £1, which would be the equivalent to about £100 today. Also, John Device, which was Alison's father and Old Demdike's son. Yeah. Blamed the illness which later killed him on Old Demdike, saying that she had threatened to hurt him and his family if he did not pay for his annual protection. There was also the death of 4 other villagers that had occurred years previous to this event, with James Demdike saying that it was witchcraft performed by Anne Chattox, which is the head of the Chattox family. He also states that Alison had cursed a child and that Elizabeth, which I'm going to guess is Old Demdike's daughter, though it wasn't massively clear. It says, although more reserved about making accusations, confessed her mother had a mark on her body where the devil had apparently sucked her blood. With further questioning, Old Demdike and Anne Chattox both admitted to selling their souls to the devil. And Anne, which is Anne Chattox's daughter, was also seen making clay figures. Though that bit doesn't make sense. But either way, a member of the Chattox family was also seen making clay figures. After all of the evidence that was presented to the judge, he decided to detain Alison, Anne and Old Demdike and Chattox and awaited the trial. And that would have been the end of it. However, a meeting was held at Malkin Tower by James Device, Alison's brother, for which he stole a like a neighbour's sheep. Those who were sympathetic to the family attended, but word soon spread. Okay, and the judge thought he better check it out. So he went to investigate himself, and this is what led to another 8 people being summoned for questioning and awaiting trial. Now, the trials, let me just check this fact because I want to be sure of it. I'm pretty sure they were held at Lancaster Castle. Let me just find it. Right, so where was I up to? I apologise. It was Alison's father, John Device, that had blamed the illness that he'd got on old Demdike, saying that she had threatened to hurt him and his family if he did not pay for his annual protection. James Demdike, the one that accused Chattox of witchcraft, also stated that his sister Alison had cursed a child, and that he's either his mother or his grandmother, although more reserved about making accusations. So it would be James's mother, but old Demdike's daughter. She had confessed that her mother had a mark on her body where the devil had apparently sucked blood. With further questioning, old Demdike and Chattox both admitted to selling the souls. And then, yeah, so Anne, Chattox's daughter, was allegedly seen to create clay figures. After hearing this evidence, the judge detained Alison and old Demdike and old Chattox and waited for trial. So, after the judge had investigated the meeting, 8 people were summoned for questioning and then awaited trial. The trials were held at Lancaster. I apologise. They were held at Lancaster between 17th and 19th of August in 1612. Old Demdike never reached a trial. She died in the prison that she was in. Janet Device, who was 9 years old at the time, also provided key evidence during trials. Now, this was allowed under King James's rule, because all normal rules of evidence could be suspended during witch trials. So this is why a 9-year-old was allowed to give key evidence, because usually they wouldn't be. So Janet gave evidence against those who attended the meeting, but also gave evidence against not only her sister and her mother, but also against her brother James, which is a shocker. When Janet was given the evidence against her mother Elizabeth, Elizabeth had to be dragged out of the courtroom screaming. Because she was screaming and cursing her daughter. Some of the Pendle witches, as they were named, seemed convinced of the guilt, and whilst others really fought to clear the name. Alison was one of those who believed in her powers, and it was the only one to be faced with one of the victims. Apparently, when John Law, do you remember him from earlier on in the story with the pins? When John Law entered the courtroom, she fell to her knees and confessed before bursting into tears. There was a range of extremely exceptional circumstances which led to the witch trials. Lancashire was incredibly exceptional in the number of witch trials that were held, which is alarming since I live in Lancashire, that's my county. In comparison to the other counties who experienced the same social depravity. Now, you see, claiming witchcraft and stuff like that, it brought in a fair bit of money back then. So the money which could have been made from claiming to have witches' powers, like witches' powers in the 17th century, is what probably caused the declarations of these families, and they may have been in a competition with one another to see who had the better reputation. Which, of course, massively backfired in the end. It got wildly out of control, fueled then by a lot of the feelings of unrest and uneasiness about witchcraft across the country. It then made this the biggest and most notorious witch trial. And that is it from me, guys. That is the Pendle Witches. If you want me to go more in depth about this, I will do. I just basically, you just got the story of the witch trials. There is a good book to read called Mist Over Pendle. It's based around the Pendle Witches. I do definitely recommend you go read that. And if you're ever in Lancashire, like obviously you can't go at the minute because of coronavirus, but if you're ever in Lancashire, definitely go visit Pendle Hill. Like, it's very interesting. But yeah, I apologise that this video was up late. As you can see, my surroundings have totally changed. We've been rearranging the office and stuff like that, and in the middle of decorating. But I don't want to leave you guys without nothing, so... But yeah, if you want me to go more in depth about these witch trials, do let me know. I'm enjoying doing all the English, like, myths and legends and stuff, like, because there's some pretty cool ones, I have to admit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will be back again on Saturday with another. But until then, guys, I love you all, stay safe, and as always, stay spooky. Bye!